Man, Valentine's coming up eventually as well. And like in 10 days from now. I might just go travel a little bit on that day, you know. Give myself some love. see the world a little bit. Go to a place I haven't been before, you know. Just for like a day, like a quick day trip somewhere in the UK where I've never been. Just for like adventure a little bit. Yeah. A real doll is our next one. And it is shorter, thank God. Because I don't think I would have been okay with another one of those big boys. But yeah, a real doll. Euclid. When SCP-1805 is in an active phase, it is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment cell as in Site 17. When SCP-1805 is in an active phase, it is to be wrapped in a lint-free protective sheet and placed in a standard anomalous item locker. SCP-1805 does not require food, water, or oxygen even during an active phase. SCP-1805 requires a periodic cleaning with non-solvent-based antiseptic cleansers externally on a bi-weekly basis and internally and on a weekly basis, as well as immediately after sexual contact. There's a couple many sexual contact SCPs happening this week. While in an active phase, SCP-1805 has shown willingness to perform such cleaning itself. In an inactive phase, such cleaning should be performed by D-Class personnel. Sexual contact is only permitted between SCP-1805 and approved test subjects. Imprinted test subjects shall be contained along with SCP-1805 until their termination. Under no circumstances should a living test subject be removed from SCP-1805's presence after imprinting. If separation of test subjects and SCP-1805 is necessary, early termination of test subjects by Foundation personnel is permitted. While SCP-1805 appears cooperative, and any requests by it or imprinted test subjects shall require approval by a minimum of 2 Level 3 personnel of the site or the site director. SCP-1805 is a life-size, anatomically correct female mannequin intended for use as a sex doll. Nah. That explains it. It was marketed under the trade... Making a thumbnail for this is gonna be a bitch. It was marketed under the trademark and manufactured by Redacted in 2000. It has a PVC skeleton with steel joints and flesh made of medical-grade silicone. The object shows considerable wear with its original pigmentation faded or missing over roughly 35% of its surface. When SCP-1805 is in an inactive phase, it is indistinguishable from other products of similar manufacture. When an adult male subject engages in sexual intercourse with SCP-1805, SCP-1805 will enter into an active phase and imprint on the subject. This active phase will persist as long as the imprinted subject remains alive and in the presence of SCP-1805, and will cease sometime between 5 and 10 days afterwards. What is the imprint? What does it do? In an active phase, SCP-1805 is capable of autonomous motion, speech, and intellectual activity. SCP-1805 appears to have mental and sensory capabilities comparable to human female of 19 to 25 years of age. Its speech is clear and comprehensible, but it appears unable to alter either volume or inflation. Let me guess. It's like the least sexy talk that the person can have. You kind of go to like... Please stop. SCP-1805 appears intelligent and possessive of a capacity of self-awareness, but is unwilling or unable to acknowledge the fact that it is not human. When asked about events during its inactive phase, SCP-1805 will relate some fictional narrative with SCP-1805 in the role of a housewife in a suburban setting, always as a spouse to the last subject SCP-1805 was imprinted to. It is suspected that the narratives are constructed by SCP-1805 around the imprinted subjects as it enters an active phase. But again, it imprints on them. Does it just mean like, oh, you're my fake husband now? Is that all it does? Because then all you have is a sex doll that comes to life. A real dog. It's a real boy. It's a Pinocchio effect. I want to be a real woman. Okay. When SCP-1805 imprints on the subject, it will express extreme affection, devotion, and possessiveness for the subject. Regardless of the subject's behavior towards SCP-1805, SCP-1805 will use terms of endearment with the subject such as darling and beloved, and refer to the subject as its husband to third parties. Okay, yeah, that's literally it. It just thinks like you're the husband. SCP-1805 attempts to how do you say that? Acquiesce. Okay. To any expressed desire of the imprinted subject regardless of its nature, though actions seem subject to SCP-1805's understanding. SCP-1805 has upon occasional taken metaphorical or idiomatic expressions literally. SCP-1805 is also extremely possessive and will not permit the subject to leave SCP-1805's presence or vice versa. SCP-1805 will react violently to any attempts to separate them and will likely cause harm to the subject itself or others. SCP-1805 also will show extreme negative reactions to any suggestion that the subject does not recuperate SCP-1805's affection, or that the subject shares affection or even substantial interest for any other object or individual. Oh boy. Don't stick your dick in crazy. This, sorry about that, my nose is itchy. This not only applies to current actual sexual interest by the subject, but to any sign of affection, interest, or attention, current, historical, or hypothetical. SCP-1805 has shown violent rages when subjects have expressed positive feelings for past girlfriends, pets, children, parents, and fictional characters. Oh my god, that reminds me of my ex. SCP-1805's devotion to an imprint. I mean, some of the stuff here is very much similar to my ex, yeah, but I mean, like past girlfriends, yeah, but pets and children, nah. Parents, I don't think so. Fictional characters, absolutely. Friends as well, or like family acquaintances, that was also a no-go apparently. Yeah, it was wild. SCP-1805's devotion to the imprisoned subject appears to subside upon death of the subject. No enormous effect have been observed in test subjects with themselves after imprinting. Addendum 1, interview with SCP-1805, first 12, interview I-1805-27. Sorry about that. Doctor, as part of ongoing testing, SCP-1805 imprinted on D-21344, a 45-year-old male sex offender with a history of domestic violence. SCP-1805 was contained with D-21344 for 84 hours before SCP-1805 terminated D-21344. Oh, she killed him. Okay, interview conducted after the remains of D-21344 were removed from containment. Begin log. First, 12/2011:30. I want to ask you about D-21344. His name was John. Why did you kill him? He was false, an adulterer. According to our records, he was divorced. I should have been enough for him. He shouldn't have pretended to love me. According to surveillance videos, he struck you at least 37 times even when you were performing rather unpleasant requests from him. Were you saying he was pretending to love you? You don't understand. I admit I don't. Love, honor, and obey, those were our roles. I took them seriously. John didn't. After 6 days, SCP-1805 entered an inactive state and was placed in storage. Oh boy. You got yourself a yandere doll. I'm enough for you. I'm enough. Why don't you love me? Interview 1. And this is a interview with SCP-1805, 5th, 28th, 2000. Interview I-1805-178. Doctor, on the 5th, 27th, 2000. SCP-1805 was involved in a near containment breach when the imprint test subject D12787 attempted to take SCP-1805 hostage. D12787 threatened SCP-1805 with redacted. A solvent apparently smuggled from redacted. D127807 demonstrated redacted. Melting 30% of the silicone flesh off of SCP-1805's left forearm. SCP-1805 allowed this to occur as D12787 made demands for redacted, and a private plane. When MTF agents were dispatched to the containment chamber, D12787 ordered SCP-1805 to kill them. SCP-1805 successfully strangled one agent to death before D12787 was terminated, after which SCP-1805 ceased attacking. During the attack, SCP-1805 was struck by 10 rounds of 45 caliber ammunition, causing significant damage to its torso, head, and left leg. Begin log 5th 28th 2001-27. You realize you murdered one of our agents? Yes, I am sorry. We sent him in to protect you. I didn't have a choice. I pledged myself. D12787 was willing to destroy you. You don't understand. We were soulmates, created for each other. I could no more deny him than I could deny breathing. You don't I know you were devoted to D12787. Sam. His name was Sam. He ordered you to kill all of the agents, but you stopped. Why? Till death do us part, Doctor. SCP-1805 remained in an active state for 10 days after the termination of D12787, the longest time so far recorded. In that time, all gross physical damage to SCP-1805 repaired itself through an unknown mechanism. Repaired material showed additional loss of pigmentation and signs of wear. When SCP-1805 entered an inactive state, it was placed back in storage. And then never again. Then nobody else had fun. Like, I imagine for like a lot of the D-class, especially like a lot of the male D-class who had to test with this SCP at first were like overjoyed. They're like, ooh, a sex doll? Don't mind if I do. And then it becomes alive, and then, like, you know, the immediate need to power play and have control over them overtakes, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, did she at least get one D-class, or was just kind of like, you know what, I just kind of want to hang out with you and talk to you. Eventually, the researchers will probably drag me out because they will see there's nothing really much to us. We can stay together for as long as we want, but like, they will probably drag us away. No, that's not the case. Of course not. She had a guy that beat her and a guy that kept her hostage and then tried to melt her skin off. Lovely people. Of course, it's the D-class. What else can we expect?